The quest of the Lagos State Governor in deepening the relationship between potential partners, improve the socio-economic standard of the state, and ensure more deliverables of good governance to residents just took a huge leap. This is as Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu signed a Memorandum of Understanding with his Ogun State counterpart on the establishment of Lagos-Ogun Joint Development Commission. Welcome to the Governor This Week. I am Lekan Onabanjo. The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and his Ogun State counterpart Dapo Abiodun signed a Memorandum of Understanding during the week on the establishment of Lagos-Ogun Joint Development Commission. The MOU, signed at the Presidential Lodge in Abeokuta, is targeted at deepening the relationship between the two states, improve their socio-economic standard, and ensure more deliverables of good governance to residents.
We remain committed to completely developing our states, and this is enshrined under our team's agenda to consolidate the efforts of our previous government, but more importantly, to create a greater Lagos that will become enduring, that development will not stop, and will be able to create a lasting prosperity for our people. The Memorandum of Understanding that we're signing here today is a game changer that will transform the urban agglomeration that exists between Lagos and Ogun. We're driven by the desire to stimulate the socio-economic growth, to bridge development gap, and to ensure that whilst Lagos continues to remain a mega city, Ogun State can indeed help to transform that and create another sub-mega city in our region. The Memorandum of Understanding precedes the Joint Development Commission that will be established to mutually tackle some of the issues that are prevalent between the two of us. Issues around transportation, around environment and urban challenges, fiscal planning, housing, border issues, infrastructure development, and of course, security. Regardless of the challenges, we're determined to build a more livable and stable city. Our goal is to build a sustainable urban city where both the residents of Lagos and Ogun have a sense of belonging. They embrace and participatory issues around governance, and they recognize their role as achieving a solid urban economic growth for the two states. In light of current global practices in managing megacities, it has become obvious that the best way to accelerate socio-economic development between our two states is by embracing a more collaborative approach to growth, to development, and to an urban sustainability. No other, like the Commissioner said, we've seen a very strong testimonial from the New York, New Jersey story, where all of you go to at some point in time or the other, where there are cities without boundaries. You do not know when you're in New York or when you're in New Jersey. We want to replicate that in Lagos Ogun Sister Joint Commission. We believe that this Joint Commission will help sustain development agenda that will drive economic resource and will meet the present socio-economic needs of our people. This is not political. This is about our people. This is for the people who have elected us into the office. It is about their source of livelihood. It's about the security that is hammering the two of us. It's about the planning approvals that we need to look at. It's about the transportation, the ease of movement between our two communities. And so we're expecting that the memorandum will look at areas of trade and investment, will look at resolving boundary issues, will enhance and ensure that security and intelligence gathering and sharing becomes part of us. We'll look at issues around environmental and fiscal planning activity. We'll look at issues around safety, emergencies, disaster management, water transportation, and clean water that we're currently developing amongst our two states. We'll look at traffic management and all of the solutions around it. We'll look at food security, look at the components around agriculture and feeding our citizens. I want to assure you that the MOU will be meticulously implemented. The next step is for us to establish the commission that will implement the terms of the MOU, that will also enable us to formally have our two House of Assemblies, pass the law or the bill that will be sending to them, so that it can outlive, both of us, it can outlive our time in office, and it can become something that is enduring, is sustainable, and a life document that will be speaking to the needs and the challenges of our people as we move on in life. At this juncture, it's also important to reiterate the call for a greater collaboration amongst our entire 36 states in the Federation. The common goal is to provide good governance and to make life more meaningful for our citizens. And this should be a driving force. If you feel challenged, if you feel envious by Lagos Ogun, you think about your own too. And it's about the entire 36 states of our country. It's about the development that we call Nigeria. It's about ensuring that the dividends of democracy is real and it's something that our citizens can feel.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu unveiled a new bus terminal at Mafoluku named MMA Mafoluku Bus Terminal. While at the unveiling ceremony, the governor said the bus terminal, which is a collaborative effort between the Lagos State government and the federal government through the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, is part of the Lagos State government's bus reform initiative to bridge the infrastructure deficit in the transportation sector.
We partner with the federal government to provide this bus terminal because we recognize the need to bridge an infrastructure gap in this area by providing a common place for commuters and for our commercial vehicles to meet. The construction of this terminal represents our objective of providing an integrated internodal transportation system through our public-private investments under the traffic management and transportation pillar of our team's agenda. Our collaboration with the federal government is to reflect a solid example of what our PPP model can do and to reiterate the importance of thinking out of the box to meet the needs of our citizens. The development of this bus terminal and shelter is a critical aspect of our bus reform initiative, BRI. You will remember that on May 29, 2020, we commissioned the Oyingbo bus terminal, which sadly was severely damaged in October during the NSAS protest. And shortly after the commissioning of the Oyingbo bus, we flag off the Oshodi Abule Egba bus terminal as well. And just last week, we were able to also launch and hand over the last and the first mile bus scheme, which is also the last layer of our bus reform initiative. And also we commissioned 100 new high-capacity buses as detailed under our strategic transportation master plan that was developed by Lamata. The first and last mile bus scheme is a community-based transport intervention to move citizens from their neighborhoods to the main transit corridor and back to their neighborhood. It is also designed to give our people the opportunity to invest in public transportation and solidify our plan to ensure that over time, our public transportation system is moved from an unregulated framework to a more regulated framework. Under the first scheme of the implementation of our BRI, we have a number of bus terminals that are at various stages of completion. We'll be completing the Ifako Iju bus terminal very soon, the one in Ojota, the one in Aja, and the one in Abule Egba subsequently. Some of these bus shelters are constructed for commuters who are currently in use, while we'll continue to work assiduously to ensure, like I said, that we'll complete the rest. Our ultimate goal is to integrate our public transportation nodes and provide transit options for our teeming residents in Lagos. For this facility, both Lamata and FAN will operate the franchises in and out of this terminal, while Lamata will operate bus services from Mile 2 and Oshodi. FAN, in turn, will run the local and international passenger service out of this station. I'm positive that our route service will eventually be run from this terminal to make it a hub for local and international travelers. In order to achieve a world-class transportation system in Lagos, we have intensified efforts to deliver the first two of the six rail projects on our monorail captured in our strategic transportation master plan, the Lagos Rail Transit Blue and Red Line that we'll keep talking about. In addition, we'll soon also complete the BRT corridor on the Lagos-Badagry Express Road, while we're working on providing the necessary infrastructure for the bus corridor and the two interchanges in Marina and Mile 2. The journey to an integrated internodal transportation system is challenging, but we're steadily moving towards our goal. I commend Lagosians for their support as we push ahead with our vision for traffic management and transportation, which is our first developmental agenda. Once again, I want to appeal to our citizens to bear with us as we strive to complete the ongoing construction projects across various parts of the state. I'm aware that the implementation of the infrastructure project, particularly our road projects, affects their daily movement, but it is only for a while and is a necessary sacrifice for a complete development of a greater Lagos that we all see, which we promise from the inception of our administration.
The 1999 Constitution Review has been described as a public hearing that provides great opportunity for citizens to have their voices heard in coming up with a better constitution that will eventually strengthen the nation's democracy. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu also used the platform to advocate for a vantage position for Lagos State and the shoring up of the 36 states' security apparatus. This is still the governor this week. There is more to come after this break. Calls have been made for the entrenchment of fiscal federalism and establishment of state police. The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, while declaring open the two-day zonal public hearing on the 1999 Constitution Review in Lagos, joined voices with other state governors to seek for a better Nigeria and to also request for a special economic status for Lagos State.
The amendment process will provide Nigerians opportunity to express their minds on the issues that once been reflected in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, either by way of amendment to existing provisions or entirely a new provision. This is what true democracy is all about, the exercise of the sovereign will of the people. The voices and the wishes of the people must always be heard loud and clear regarding how they want to be governed and how they wish to be governed. As a constitution is a fundamental body of principles defining our existence as a nation and spelling out all the rights and responsibilities of all elements and stakeholders, it is very necessary to subject that document to a constant process of review and updating to ensure that it keeps with the changing times and the context that we find ourselves at different times in our nationwide. Over the years since 1999, the need for the review of the Constitution has been a recurring subject of national conversation and clamor, with various groups of stakeholders desiring various particular outcomes. Where there is a clear consensus, it is on the need to review the Constitution. What exactly people want out of it will differ from persons to persons, will differ from group to group, and this is why the public hearing is so important, to allow as many voices as possible to be heard. But we must also keep in mind that for now, that it will not be possible to absolutely reflect every single expressed wish in the revered Constitution. We must also come to the exercise in the spirit of give and take, with a willingness to mutually compromise and avoid unnecessary tension and division along the way. So this is yet another opportunity to build on the work that has been done so far. I should note that many of the issues that have been agitating the minds of of our various stakeholders in Nigerian project are already in the public domain. However, this zonal meeting provides another unique opportunity for us to articulate and express them once again, in the hope that this particular process will produce favorable outcomes that all of us are deserving of. According to the National Assembly, the primary issues on the table for this public hearing include, but certainly not limited to, increased participation of women and vulnerable groups in our governance, local government administration and autonomy, state police, fiscal federalism and revenue allocation issues, judicial reforms, electoral reforms, residency and indigenship, constitutional roles for traditional rulers, and many, many more that will follow. For us in Lagos State, the issue of state police and fiscal federalism are top of the priority list for us. In this ongoing review process, equally fundamental, particularly for us in Lagos, is the issue around the special economic status for Lagos, considering our place in national economy and the special burden we bear by virtue of our large population and the very limited landmass that we have. I believe the need for this special status has been sufficiently articulated and justified. It suffices for me at this point to restate that this request is by no means a selfish one, but one that is actually in the interest of every Nigerian and of Nigeria as a nation. The progress and prosperity of Nigeria is inextricably linked to the progress and prosperity of Lagos State. A special status for Lagos State, therefore, must be a concern not only for the people of Lagos State alone, but for the entire Nigerian nation. Distinguished senators, I wish you and members of this great team a resounding success in this historic assignment at this critical time in the history of our nation. I assure you of our support and in any way that is necessary to make this exercise a huge success. We will certainly be assisting you and making the assignment easier and highly rewarding for all Nigerians, and especially the 3 states that are being represented here this morning. It is on this note, therefore, that I now declare open the zonal public hearing on the review of the 1999 Constitution with a call to all Nigerians within this zone being covered by the committee to embrace this opportunity so that our voices and our opinions will count in the amendments of this great Constitution that we all seek to amend now.
Members of the 1999 Constitution Review Committee, led by the senator representing Lagos Central Federal Constituency, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, paid Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu a courtesy visit at the Lagos House, Ikeja. The senator, while appreciating the governor for attending the opening ceremony of the public hearing, commended him for ensuring that the real essence of government is felt by the people. Responding, the governor expressed confidence in the leadership of the National Assembly in ensuring a better constitution for Nigeria.
I think I want to tell Nigerians that despite even if the change is coming in baby steps, they have to see it. They said, once we see it and believe it, this is what we get. I see Lagos transforming by the day. It's not that because you are here. I've seen the development. And governance is not about us doing something very new. It's about building on the structure that is there, making it modern, working on it and getting it, to meet world standard. I want to really commend you and pray that both you and your administration, God will give you the strength, give you the encouragement to really make Lagosians proud.
For us, we see a commitment that we need to take it forward from where our predecessors have done it. You can see the array of the very great leaders that have run the state of excellence. And so for us, we see a greater Lagos ahead of us. And it's a greater Lagos that is the melting point for this country. It's a Lagos that indeed a lot of people call home and they want to make home. And so we know that it comes with a lot of responsibility. We believe that the partnership that we see with the National Assembly is second to none. We want to thank you for representing us well. I also want to thank our other representatives in Lagos and in Southwest.
This year's Children's Day celebration in Lagos State was hosted by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and he used the occasion to assure of his continued investments in the education sector. The governor, who was represented by his deputy, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, made the expression while honoring the children with his presence.
The outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic has changed so many things, including the education system, family life, and social interaction. As pupils and students, we have also felt the impact of the pandemic as your schools were closed for several months, and you have to learn through online and digital platforms in a bid to maintain social distancing and curb the spread of the virus. At the height of the pandemic, our government came up with a series of initiatives and interventions to ensure safety and continuous learning for all our students and pupils. The various steps we have taken since the outbreak of the pandemic include introduction of electronic teaching on television, radio, and internet, as well as provision of mobile devices and MP3 players preloaded with school curriculum for students across the state. I'm very happy to know that these initiatives have yielded recommendations and positive impact on parents, students, and other concerned stakeholders. We appreciate the support of the various public-spirited individuals and organizations whose partnership was critical to the positive outcome that we achieved, particularly when the pandemic was at its peak. I assure you that our government will continue to invest in education of all our children across the state in a holistic way. We will continue to ensure that the education program we have introduced to develop and boost human capacity and human capital are well sustained. All this will be achieved through the provision of an enabling environment for quality teaching and learning. As part of our efforts to ensure that our children have access to quality education, we have just commissioned and funded over 1,097 school infrastructure projects across the 57 local government and local council development areas. This infrastructure improvement exercise is an ongoing process that will continue until all our public schools in the state are fully public. So, our dear children, as we celebrate today, let me remind you that sound education still remains a trusted means of attaining greatness. It prepares you for life's challenges and equips you with the necessary skill for self-sufficiency. You cannot afford to toy with your future. I therefore urge you to endeavor to make your parents and Lagos State proud by being devoted to your studies fully. This will inspire all of us as a responsive government to further fulfill our responsibility of raising young individuals to become quality leaders that will give us greater future as a state and as a nation. I urge you to always dream of a better Nigeria. A brilliant author, Napoleon Hill, once said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can certainly achieve." You must therefore be determined to pay the price, which is hard work, perseverance, and sacrifice. My dear promising future leaders, in order to succeed, you must have the right attitude, and your thoughts should be academically inclined. In all you do, you must shun mediocrity and strive to reflect nothing but excellence in learning and character. There is truly no shortcut to success. The world is now a global village and increasingly more competitive. Therefore, you need to embrace modern technologies to succeed in today's world. There are different educational applications on mobile phones that will enhance your creativity and critical thinking. Since technology has been incorporated into the school curriculum, do all you can to acquaint yourself with the latest in the e-learning or digital library as it relates to the various subjects being offered in your schools. This will put you in a position to compete favorably with your peers across the globe. May I therefore use this opportunity to appeal to parents and guidance to show more commitment to their parental responsibilities. The new law against cultism in Lagos State, which was signed some few months ago, prescribed punitive measures for parents of young people convicted of cultism. This is a wake-up call to all of us as parents to be alive to our duties. Finally, I'd like to commend the entire education family of Lagos State, most especially our teachers, for their dedication to duty, their understanding, initiative, and contributions, and for ensuring that our students are actively engaged. We truly appreciate your investment in the future of our children and your support for this administration's commitment to the provision of quality education in all our schools. I therefore wish all our children and every one of us parents happy Children's Day celebration. Thank you for listening, and God bless you all.
Just as the Lagos State Governor continues to make contributions towards the betterment of Lagos State and the country in the area of constitutional review, security, economy, and transport, he also says he won't relent on investing massively in education. This, he believes, will result in more educational programs that will enhance the academic value of the children in the state in line with global standards on education. And that's it on the Governor this week. But then you can continue with conversations of the Governor's activities on all the social media platforms showing on your screen. See you next week. I am Lekan Onabanjo.